In medieval inns across Europe, there are accounts of a pot that never really left the fire. Cooks would ladle out stew in the evening, then add fresh water, vegetables, and scraps of meat the next morning, day after day, sometimes for years. Travelers called it the perpetual stew. It sounds strange to modern ears, but it points to something true. For most of human history, the simmering pot was the beating heart of the kitchen. Before ovens were common in homes, most families cooked over an open hearth, and the easiest thing to manage over a fire is one sturdy pot. Slow simmering had another advantage. It transformed the cheapest ingredients. Tough cuts full of connective tissue, old root vegetables, dried beans, all of them turned silky and rich when given hours of gentle heat. A stew asked for almost no attention, freeing hands for farm work, laundry, and children. Every culture perfected its own pot. Hungary gave us goulash, born with cattle herders who cooked paprika-rich stew in kettles on the plains. France refined pot au feu, the pot on the fire, beef and vegetables simmered so gently the broth stays clear. Ireland built its famous stew from mutton, onions, and potatoes. Morocco developed the tagine, whose cone-shaped lid returns every drop of steam to the food below. Same idea, endless accents. Look at any traditional stew, and you find the same quiet formula. A modest amount of meat, often the least expensive cut, stretched with plenty of vegetables, grains, or beans, all bound together in broth. It fed many mouths from few ingredients, and it was forgiving. A stew does not care if the carrots are ugly or the timing slips an hour. Old cooks also swore the pot tasted better on the second day, and they were rarely wrong. Stews followed the calendar. Autumn brought harvest stews thick with squash and roots. Deep winter called for the richest, longest simmered pots, often started after breakfast and eaten at dusk. Washing days and market days were stew days too, because the pot could look after itself while everyone worked. In many homes, the smell of a stew starting in the morning was simply the smell of an ordinary, well-run day. The tradition never really ended, it just changed clothes. The heavy Dutch oven, the slow cooker humming on the counter, even the modern pressure pot, all of them are descendants of the hearth kettle. The old formula still works beautifully: an inexpensive cut or a pile of beans, plenty of vegetables, time, and patience. It remains one of the most affordable, comforting ways to put dinner on a table, exactly as it was centuries ago. So today, we lifted the lid on the original slow food. From the perpetual pots of medieval inns to goulash on the Hungarian plains, French pot au feu, and the tagines of Morocco. The stew pot turned humble ingredients into abundance and asked for nothing but time. Here at HappyMind Nutrition, we love these patient old traditions. If this warmed you like a good bowl on a cold night, consider subscribing, and thank you for spending this time with us.